Anyway, my name is Milton Jackson, and my speech is called Losing Battles. Our story begins on the playground of Batesburg-Leesville Middle School. It's around 12:15 p.m. during recess. And it was a normal day. I was playing basketball, and today my team lost. And I got in an argument with another student over why we lost. And the argument quickly escalated into a physical confrontation. I got pushed on the ground, and I had the bright idea to throw a rock at the guy because he was bigger than me. And then he retaliated by punching me right here. And I immediately fell to the ground. When I was on the ground, he kept hitting me over and over and over again. It felt like forever that I was on the ground. Next thing I know, the principal, he's dragging both of us away. And as we're walking inside, I look in the window at the door, and there's a giant black mark right here in my eye. So the principal, he takes us in the office. He asks us, why are you two fighting? And he says, he started. And I say, no, he started. And we kept going back and forth, saying, he started. No, he started. Until the principal finally told us to just shut up and go outside and wait in the lobby. And he says, we're going to call your parents. About 15 minutes passes, and then he says, your mom's going to be here in 15 minutes to pick you up. And the second he said that, my leg just started shaking uncontrollably as I was sitting in the chair. It felt like an hour had gone by. And then my mom walks in, and she has that look like, I'm going to kill you that your parents gives you. And then she walks in the principal's office. She's in there for about 10, 15 minutes, and then she walks out and says, let's go. Get in the car. And I asked her, Mom, what's going to happen? She said, your father's going to deal with you. And in my family, you hope Mom's going to deal with you because the punishment from your dad is going to be 10 times worse. And I only lived 10 minutes away from the school, but the drive felt like an hour. It was so long. And then we finally get home. And I go upstairs. I go into my dad's room. My dad tells me, sit down. Tell me what happened. So I tell him the entire story, and he asks me, so you didn't start the fight? I was like, no, sir. And he says, well, you didn't, so you lost? I was like, yes, sir. I was like, did you even put up a fight? Not really. I don't know how to fight. So then my dad tells me, just go to my room. And then the next morning, when I wake up, my dad, he says, we're going to the gym. I said, why? He says, you'll see. So we get in this car. We drive to a local gym. It's about 10 minutes away. It's called the Wellness Center. And we go up to the second floor of the gym. It has a bunch of punching bags. And my dad threw down some wraps and some boxing gloves. And I said, what's this for? I said, I'm going to teach you how to defend yourself. And the very first day, we went over the basic, boxing stance. Jabs, punches, the correct stance. And the entire time, as we're going over everything, he's just hammering me. Keep the weight on your back leg. Turn your body. And we went through that for about a week. And, when next week rolls around, I was so ready to go back to school. Like, my confidence was like up here. Like, I was so ready to go back to school. And, this time my dad said, I'll drive you. Don't worry about I'll drive you. Don't take the bus. So my dad drives me to school. But right before I get out, he grabs me by the shoulder and he says, son, remember, I do not want you to go starting fights with anybody else. Only use what you've learned for defense of yourself or defense of the people you care about. And the second he said that, a light bulb went off, because had he not told me that, I probably would have went in there and tried to start a fight with somebody. I would have tried to mess somebody up. And, I look back at that whole experience as, a positive thing in my life, because had I not lost that battle that day on the basketball court, then I never, would have been introduced to boxing, one of my passions, and I love boxing. But more importantly, those simple words to my father, that moment, taught me humility. And and that's the importance of just losing battles, because you learn important life lessons that you carry into the future. And that important life lesson for me was humility. Thank you.